Hello, welcome back. We talked about that our marriage can be how far away or how close it can be, tell by looking at the chart. Today we will talk about under what situations and circumstances we can meet our partner, meaning that we might know our partner, the one we marry, since school time, or you will meet them in the workplace through your father. You will approach them yourself. Kind of discussions we do when we meet, we talk about food, talk about career, what are priorities, who can be the middle person when we meet. We will try not to tackle all such questions. Today, we will talk about some example charts through astrology. So let's get started. How can I meet my partner? Where will I meet my partner? When will I meet them? How will I meet them? What place will it be? What will the situation be? What will our feelings be? And what kind of discussions are we going to have? You must have definitely heard that wherever the seventh house is, it is said that you can probably meet your partner there, like the seventh lord going into the second house. So, in a traditional cultural setup, your meeting will happen where the family will be involved, the partner will be at home in the fourth house, the mother's role will be important, and the seventh lord going into the ninth house will mean the father's role will be significant going into the 10th. You can meet your partner right at the workplace. Seventh lord enters fourth house. So what happens is that the partner is contributing completely to either building or breaking your home. Either they are creating or destroying domestic comfort. The property is either being built or deteriorating, depending on the relationship between the fourth and seventh dignity, the seventh lord. This is maintaining the 10th house, and in which yoga it is involved. So, what physical changes will come in life? When we activate the seventh, we activate anything in life, whether it's marriage, having children, or giving competitive exams. The combinations that are formed in the sixth or seventh houses, they are formed in the houses of concern. The house the Lord goes into, we experience that in our life, regardless of the Dasha, Ban, and Antardasha. So, what we are talking about when we discuss the seventh Lord and activating the seventh house is related to our physical experiences. What can actually happen in your life when you touch that house? When we talk about the seventh Lord going into the 10th house, your partner can probably be very career oriented. Your meeting could also happen at the workplace, and your partner might be a professional, and they will contribute to your career or will be concerned about what you are doing. What is your status in society, because the 10th house represents our status? The seventh lord coming into the 10th can either elevate our status or bring us disgrace. If the seventh lord is causing friction by coming into the 10th, then again, the position of the seventh lord is talking about our physical attributes and physical experiences. So the seventh from the Lanya is all about your experiences, while the seventh from the moon relates to your perception, the mental changes that come into your life when you get married. How do you perceive that mentally? Sometimes things are at a disadvantage from the Lagna, but having a good condition from the moon has its benefits. You might feel that it's not a big deal, and accumulating it isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's why the moon chart is always considered. When we check any concerned area, it relates to our experiences and facing situations. But when we talk about how we will meet our partner, where we will meet, how we will meet, and when we will meet, who can help facilitate that? This question definitely comes to mind. People also ask if there is a mediator who can help. Who should we tell to show the relationship? Probably our meeting could happen if we explore more. So at that time, the one who takes the contract is our Venus. If I am going to facilitate the meeting, then we need to look at the position of the seventh house from Venus, the placement of the seventh and Lord from Venus, and its relationships create our circumstances. When it comes to meeting, the sign that falls in the seventh house from Venus in your chart is important. If there is a planet sitting there, then that planet's significance will be as important as its Lord's importance. But still, do take a look at it at least once. For example, if Aries falls there, the meeting can be a bit impulsive and energetic. You evolve yourself, because it is the first sign of Kalpurush where our individuality is reflected. Vanasumiti, your partner, inner duality comes out. Then house placement. Where is my Venus, the lord of the seventh house, placed? In which sign of Kalpurush is it placed? In which part of the chart is it placed? What is their own lordship like? They will also contribute to your meeting. For example, if it is the third lord, then there could be a lot of travel involved, like discussions about billing. If the lord of the seventh house, there is the lord of the eighth house, then it could indicate trauma and changes in life. The way life completely changes once you get married, that could be a thing. After that, with whom is the association of the seventh house? Through conjunction, through placement, and through aspect, they are forming relationship. Someone, they also work like an add-on factor. They can give or act as a mediator. Those people, you need to confirm all these things. In your analysis that I am saying, is there any common factor that I am identifying which indicates that this planet is influencing, this house is influencing? Checking the position of the Upapada in the D9 chart is insightful. The house where the Upapada Lagna sits is crucial. The Upapada Madi level indicates secrecy, revealing that when everything is confirmed, you tell someone there was a secret affair. For example, the Upapada level suggests secrecy, indicating that you only revealed a secret affair after confirmation, leading to marriage. This relationship transformed you. Now we must reanalyze to see how the seventh house and slot show our post marriage traits. Change shows personality, analyze partner behavior, and life changes. Now that we've discussed so many things, we need to analyze everything again to understand that the seventh house and the seventh slot show our general characteristics and situation after marriage. That's how the partner will behave, what physical and mental attributes the partner has, and how your life can change after marriage. When we talk about the seventh house, we are discussing the circumstances when meeting your partner. And while meeting your partner, the Upapada Lagna also indicates an important contribution supporting the winners where circumstances are being discussed. And the seventh house from the moon is important. It shows how you perceive everything. Let's talk about example charts. In this chart, notice the moon in the seventh house indicating a connection to my partner. It affects emotions. When I marry, finances could change. Now it will hit those emotions or provide fulfilling experiences depending on the strength of the moon in the seventh house, because it is the second lord. So, when I get married, my finances could either increase or decrease. Family will be an important concern when I get married regarding how comfortable my partner is in the family and how comfortable my family is. In this context, when the partner's seventh house goes into the fourth, the association between the second and fourth houses, when connected with words, makes your partner an important mentor regarding family or home environment for you. With getting married, how will they maintain my home? A benefic planet has come into the fourth house. The presence of the moon in the seventh house can show some changes. But yes, you will get married, of course. You will think more about buying a house for greater stability, and your partner can also be career oriented. Now, my focus will shift to where Venus is in the seventh house, where Jupiter is placed, which signifies the elders, in an arranged setup. Now, my focus will shift more towards the fact that my Venus, the seventh lord, is sitting in the ninth house of the chart. This is the house of the father, and it is associated with the third lord and the natural significator of the father, which is the sun. I could also say that you can meet your partner during your higher education. One moves away from your house, maybe for education, because Mercury represents education, and it is also the fourth lord by itself. We mentioned that we need to look at where that planet's lordship is and what its connections are. But how did this manifest in their case? Their father used to put their profile on online or matrimonial sites, and through that, he shortlisted them. There was one girl, and at that time, the father said, I have a girl for you. Come down to Chandigarh and see this girl. So they met through the father. This involves the ninth house and the third house as well. where we talk about online and social media. And what were the experiences? What will they discuss? We need to capture these planets for that. So the main discussion was that the girl wanted to say, I won't be able to live in Chandigarh. If you can leave your job and come down to Chandigarh, we can consider it, because everything seems to be okay. But if you're okay with that, then we can talk further. So there was a lot of discussion about the third and ninth houses, and changes were being talked about. So this is how this combination manifested in their life. But when I look at Mars in the seventh house from the moon, which is also in an enemy sign, it can be like that. That's why you are handling it. You may experience some mental agitation and irritation because Mars doesn't handle the energy of Gemini very well. It's a very interesting chart. What's happening in it? Yes, the ascendant lord Nay has gone into the seventh house by itself. The seventh lord is associated with Jupiter, which has a good aspect, both naturally and functionally. The ascendant lord's link with Jupiter makes things socially accepted. He can stay with one girl long term. The relationship house ties to the Kalpurush chart, bringing peace. She said one thing: I always know I can stick to one goal very long. Time man, going to get married. She has had many relationships. You are going to the relationship house where there is peace. He often meets girls at parties. His social nature is due to Jupiter, the ninth lord. He loves traveling with them, meeting new people under Jupiter's influence. He socializes. He is very social because he is in Jupiter association, which is 19th century. So he loves to travel. Mostly he is traveling only, meeting someone. But because of Jupiter's influence, because of the human sign, he has always believed that whatever I do, I want to do it right, and I won't do it by bothering or deceiving anyone. Whatever will be happening with mutual open discussion. So, who is the lord of the seventh house from Venus? Mars has gone into the seventh house by itself, into a position where we talk about socializing and meeting other people. So, something similar is happening in their life. Let's talk about this chart. Let's start with the ascendant. The seventh lord is in the sixth house, and it is with the fourth lord, and there is enmity between them. So, it clearly shows that his wife does not get along with his mother. There is conflict in the sixth house. With the natural significator of fights, Mars is also there. Now we need to see what we are looking at. We need to look at the seventh house from Venus, which is Saturn. Saturn is placed in the 10th house, in the 8th sign of the Kalpurush chart, and it is in Capricorn. So, what happened with them is that his wife is 34 years older than him, and she owns a retail shop. She had come to buy some clothes from Villain Garments, and they started liking each other. Now, of course, in many households, there is this belief or understanding that your wife is older than you, and that too by a significant margin. It's not very easy. So they had kind a hidden relationship of very long before he told everyone. It's like, I'm serious about this girl now. There's Scorpio energy in the 10th house where he is meeting his wife, his partner at his workplace, keeping that hidden for quite a while. The relationship between planets like Jupiter and Saturn with the 7th house also indicates that his wife is older than him. Check the 7th house from the moon with Rahu. You and your wife get along. The ascendant is the 8th. Apply principles to find the lord of the 7th from Venus and possibly meet your partner there. This could be the story of every other girl. You must check the top in all the cases as well. In this case, the Lagna, which is formed at the top, was 8, in that C Cressy was maintained through Upada. Also, so applying your principle on many charts, that where is the lord of the 7th from Venus sitting, with whom is our partner associated, we can get problems from there. You shouldn't ignore the natural significations of the planets. If it's the moon, it could represent the mother. If it's Saturn, it could relate to the workplace. There could be an uncle involved. If it's the third lord, it could be a neighbor aunt who can help. You can just join the dots, but once you know that this happened in their life, you should definitely read it to see how it actually worked out. Thank you so much.